My name is Arielle and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, it is snowy and it is actually snowing and it is September 9th. This is definitely an unusually early snow here in Colorado, but I would say nothing about 2020 has been usual, so I can't say I'm super surprised. Anyways, I am about to head out on a backpacking trip with my family. It's something we've had planned for a long time. We weren't expecting to be hiking in the snow, but we're ready for it. We're just getting out of the car now, and of course, in true Arielle fashion, we've already had a couple of mishaps. So let me show you some of the things we're sorting out before we leave the car. And then we have about an 8-mile hike today in the snow. Okay, so wouldn't be a Arielle backpacking trip without some sort of water issues. If you watch my TRT vlogs, you know that we had a ton. So my mom's water bladder was leaking from the top because this little piece got tucked in when she closed it. And so even though we haven't even started hiking yet, it had like spilled down her bag and filled up the bottom with water. And this was where her sleeping bag lived. So she's up there in the front. Hi, Mom. Hi. She's like drying the end of her sleeping bag on the defroster of the car. And then my mishap was I decided to not do a water bladder this time and to do a water bottle instead. And I forgot one, but luckily my mom's husband brought an extra. Okay, we've officially made it past the halfway part, and the sun has decided to come out, which, you know, it's nice because it's warmer, but because there was like 2 to 3 inches of snow on all the trees everywhere, it's basically like pouring on us, and every now and then the trees like slough off big chunks of snow. So you're like dodging these things falling from the sky. But yeah, it's been a nice hike so far. Not super steep or anything like that, but so pretty. I mean, definitely didn't expect to be hiking in the snow early in September, but it's gorgeous. And oh my gosh, I almost forgot to tell you. So because of the snow, we passed some people who were coming down who were supposed to stay another night up there, and they had like one of the prime campsites and they're not using it tonight. Oh, see, getting rained on. So anyways, moral of that is we get to use a prime campsite for the night, which ours was fine, but this one's like right above the hot springs, so that's super cool. Okay, that's it for now. On to hiking and dodging missiles of snow from the sky. Okay, so we are at mile like a little over 8.5, and we're in the campsite region now, not to our campsite yet, but started passing them, and it's kind of crazy. This is a zone that like you have to get permits, like reservation permits, like months and months and months in advance. It sells out like at the beginning of summer for the whole summer, and there's not a soul around. Like there's barely even any footprints up here. I mean, I know there was like maybe 1 or 2 groups behind us, but normally there's 20 campsites that hold anywhere from 2 to 8 people full. And like there's gonna be maybe 8 people total up here tonight. Kind of crazy. Silver lining to hiking in the snow. Oh man, I'm stoked to be out here. Feels really nice, but the defrosting of my feet is really unpleasant right now. Oh man though, not bad.
Not bad. Cheers.
Hot cocoa?
Hot cocoa.
Definitely not gonna get my hair wet.
Good morning. It's like 7 a.m. and I've been up for a little while, but it's been snowing, so I haven't had much motivation to get out of bed or anything like that, and I don't hear anyone else awake yet, but yeah, I slept okay. I mean, I was super toasty, which is great, so I wasn't cold, but I don't know, had a little bit of a headache. I don't know if any of you can relate, but when it's cold outside, sometimes I don't drink enough water, so I'm probably just really dehydrated. So I'm going to try to deal with that this morning. Let me shake some of the snow off my tent and then see what the plan is. I think we're just going to pack up and head out, but you know, we'll see. Being quite a bit ahead of my mom and her
husband as far as like packing up and getting ready this morning. So I decided to come and eat my breakfast in the hot springs. Also, my bathing suit, as you saw, was like an icicle. So I feel like I had to defrost it somehow. Okay, I'm not sure if you can tell on this camera, but all of that debris and trees and everything is like falling uphill towards the slope. And that's because 2 winters ago, there was a huge avalanche that came from up here, and it was so much snow and so much like force and debris that it actually pushed everything down into the valley floor and then up almost halfway back up the other side of the valley. So I've actually never done this hike before. This was my first time, but I've had a lot of friends and family say that this valley looks completely different since that avalanche happened. They called it a 100-year avalanche because basically it's something that only happens like every 100 years or more. I think they said it'd been more than 100 years since an avalanche of that size had come through this valley. And yeah, it was pretty huge. The propagation line was a mile long, which if you don't know that terminology, it just means like the top. Sorry, it's windy and I'm not crying, but the wind is making me tear up. But yeah, so that propagation line means the line across the top where like the snow cracks off. So just think of like how long a mile is and think about that much snow and that much force coming down. It's kind of crazy to think about. P.S. the fact that we are now at the bottom of this slide path, which I'm maneuvering my way over as we speak, means that we're almost done with the hike. It means we've almost hiked 9 miles today, and it's a completely different world down here than it was up at the top this morning. I mean, there's still like a little bit of snow on the ground, but the trail has been mostly snow-free for the last couple of miles. I am sweating in this sweatshirt thing right now. I definitely used to ditch a layer, but I know that the car is just around the corner, so I'll probably just wait till we get there. And yeah, this feels like a perfect time to end this vlog. Right before I came out here, I posted in my stories to see if you all wanted a gear breakdown of what you would bring if you were going to go on a backpacking trip in the snow, like what I brought that was different than my normal backpacking setup. And there were a bunch of you that said yes, so I will make that my top priority for the next video. So look forward to that. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm so winded. I will see you all in the gear video and on the next adventure. See you soon.